In today's video, we're looking a bit more detailed about the previous video that I did on self-sponsorship. Many people have asked me whether there is indeed self-sponsorship, and my answer is yes. Whilst there is no specific route to self-sponsorship, the skilled worker route for migrants creates a unique opportunity for people to register for self-sponsorship. The requirement for self-sponsorship is similar to setting up a business and applying for a license. I will highlight first of all the areas where you can do self-sponsorship. So for example, those people who haven't got much money, you can do at subcode 111222, which is a restaurant and catering and cafe. So the owner, operational manager of catering, a restaurant manager, a shop manager of a takeaway food shop. In addition, a travel agency manager and proprietor. In the hairdressing, only managers of hairdressing salons and proprietors can apply, not hairdressers. Again, a web designer professional can apply for self-sponsorship. A graphic and multimedia designer can also apply. Fitness and well-being instructors, so gym instructors can. An estate agent and auctioneers. If you are in the event management industry, events manager and organizer can also apply. If you're an accountant, a bookkeeper, a payroll manager, and a wages clerk can also apply. In the technical field is air conditioning and refrigeration installers and repairers, vehicle technicians, mechanics and electricians, vehicle bodybuilders and repairers, TV, video and audio visual services and repairers, tailors and dressmakers, yes, butchers, bakers and flour confectioners, fishmongers, and then poultry dressers can also do it. Chefs, and then cooks, there are two different categories. Again, florists can also do a self-sponsorship. And this is one of the areas that is very popular. Childminders can also do the self-sponsorship. And then even stores in the market, so market and street traders and assistants can do it. Shopkeepers and owners and retail, both retail and wholesale. To qualify for the skilled migrant route, you need to set up the business to be able to have a license. The license must be in the specified areas that I've highlighted. The business should pay the minimum salary, which varies depending on the type of work. The person who is self-sponsoring must provide English language proficiency, provide proof of sufficient savings and support for himself or herself and any dependents. However, the genuine vacancy requirement applies in this area, and it is critical that you are able to show that the business was not created solely to facilitate a visa application. For example, for self-sponsors, this may be challenging, but if you craft your areas properly and prepare a proper cover letter, which details all the steps that have been taken, including the advertisement processes, then you'll be able to show that there is a genuine vacancy and that the genuine vacancy requirement, which ensures that the job you're offering is not to facilitate a visa, meets the requirement. In order to do the self-sponsoring, you need to make sure that some of the rules that I've highlighted is what you're doing. There are 4 steps that you need to complete. Establish a business in the UK. I will explain further. Apply for the skilled worker sponsor license. Once you've got that, then the key level 1 person can assign the CoS to you, and then you can apply for the visa. In order to qualify for the visa through self-sponsorship, you will first need to either show that the vacancy is genuine, and therefore advertisements have been made. You need to show evidence of the advertisement, how many people applied, why they were not offered a job. Some people have asked whether it's possible for a migrant here to register a business. Yes, you can register a business. There's no specific requirement for residents and non-residents to register. Anybody at all, whether you're a resident here or non-resident, you can set up a UK business. But it's always important to use professionals like lawyers or business registration agents who might charge you a small fee. If you're not familiar with the regulatory regime of business registration, then I suggest that you speak to a lawyer who will be able to help you in this area. It is critical that this part of the application process is done properly. And it's done properly because if you don't get a business set up appropriately and within the regulatory regime, then your application may be refused. The UK border agency will also expect that the company is genuine and operating lawfully in the UK, and that the people behind it are honest, dependable, and reliable. When they come to assessing whether the people are honest and dependable and reliable and have not engaged in any behavior or actions that may not be conducive to public good, and the Home Office will do what we call a background check of all the officials behind the business. It is critical that the business is able and capable of carrying out the sponsor duties. You need to show that if you're granted a license, you will be able to fulfill all the duties within the sponsorship system. And this includes reporting duties, record-keeping duties, and a duty to comply with all the UK laws and immigration rules. In order to assess whether carrying out your sponsor duties and evidencing your compliance within the time frame and the manner set out in the sponsorship guidance, it is critical that you set up the business in such a way that all the HR systems are key and working together. There are mandatory documents that you need to show to make sure that the application is successful. One, that you have a business account with a bank which is registered with a Financial Conduct Authority and the Prudential Regulation Authority in the UK. You also will need 3 documents from the list that I'm going to mention them. Prove that the business has registered with HM Revenue and Customs as a PAYE and the National Insurance. Prove that the business has registered for VAT, or prove that the business has employer's liability insurance to cover for at least 5 million from an insurer authorized by the Financial Conduct Authority, or proof of ownership or lease of business premises by the business, or most recent annual accounts of the business. And this is very critical because without these documents, you will not be able to be successful. Once you've got all this together, I've already explained that you need to put in a proper business plan and cash flow forecast and do a business case. This is something that we can always help. If this video is helpful, please like our video and follow us on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. However, if you have any more questions, call the numbers above. Thank you.